All right, so if we look very closely, let me zoom in just a smidge bit more, really closely. All right, we can see that Nasdaq did indeed technically break all-time highs. Now, will the volume continue? The world may never know. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little top-down analysis. It's been a minute since we did one of these, but let's go ahead and do a quick one. All right, so price has been consolidating in this weekly range for quite some time now. Now, what I am expecting, and you're not really going to be able to see this on a weekly time frame per se or anytime soon, but I am expecting price to slightly break out and tap into this for a continuation. All right, for a continuation upwards. Now, what is that? You're probably going to see it, not even probably, you will see it a lot sooner on the smaller time frames than on a weekly time frame to sit and wait for a push and a pullback on, the weekly time frame, guys. That takes literally months. This took from April all the way to, August. Like, so, but on a smaller time frame, I am anticipating, some more bullish momentum. This candle, the weekly move, right, does not have a bottom wick. Now, I'm not too big on, these, different concepts, smart money, all of this, but what I will say is that I do believe that this can indeed be considered a gap or a imbalance in the market, and we can see some form of correction to the downside before we see a push above, or vice versa. We'll see a push above and price come down here and sweep this, create some kind of wick motion going on, and then make its way back up. All right, that's kind of what I'm anticipating. Could be completely wrong. You let me know down below in the comments. So if I were to do a top-down analysis on this, we can see that last week clearly was straight bullish. We see that Nasdaq popped the Viagra and did not stop going. All right, but it was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, the last few weeks have been very hard to trade. But there have been pretty good trading opportunities within. So if I go down to the daily time frame, like I said, look at all of this shoppiness. We had a lot of large gaps, a lot of economic news, the whole deep sea thing. We had a lot of CPI data. It was a lot of just different events going on that just made the market truly hard to read. But nevertheless, we prevail. So I'm hoping we break out of this and then we get back on that bull run. We get back, to just nice, normal, easy to read market structure. But if I were to mark this up, I would simply mark up the highs, of course, are all-time highs, and then we have these lows all the way down here. If market came all the way back down here, then clearly there was some very strong economic news that pushed it down. All right, but and then I'm also gonna mark these lows down here just because, so we could be aware of them. But that's all I would really do on a daily time frame because of all of this choppiness. We will have to go down to a smaller time frame to get a little bit more price action within that. All right, so we can see here that we have some resistance here. Boom. Some resistance right here. Okay, that's our most recent resistance point. Just lining it up just a little bit more accurately right here. Okay, boom. We also had this area here, but this area wasn't really respected in a sense. It kind of was with this candle right here. If I were to highlight it, we did have a break and retest. If I go down to the smaller time frame, we did have a break and retest of that. So that's the only reason why I would say that it is still kind of valid. So I'm going to leave that there just in case price makes its way back down. We have a pretty a clear idea of what we can expect to see moving forward. As far as 4 hour levels. All right. Just looking at it, like I said, we had a lot of choppiness all up in here. It was really hard to get a pretty good read on price, until you go all the way down to super small time frames. And that was pretty much the only way you were gonna get away with trading Nasdaq. But just looking at the 1 hour time frame now, I can see that the levels are all pretty much, still lining up. I mean, yeah, all I can see is this right here. And then, of course, we got these lows here. So just to note some of those levels right there. And then we're gonna take it down to the 15-minute time frame really fast. All right. So now, as you all know, from the 15 down, this is where I take my entries. All right. I'm not taking entries on the 30-minute, hourly, or anything. I would take an entry on a 15-minute time frame, but usually by the time you get your entry on a 15-minute time frame, the move is like so far gone and the risk to reward usually isn't worth it. So you do have to get a little bit better with analyzing the smaller time frame. But nevertheless, here we go right here. If I were to mark up some 15-minute structure, I mean, it's not much going on, guys. This is gonna be one of those weeks where we're gonna have to just sit on our hands and wait for the market to give us some more structure, especially since we are sitting at those all-time high levels. We all know that usually when price breaks all-time high levels, we have a very, very strong pullback. All right. So just to mark up a few levels that I see. We had some major support right here. I actually got bamboozled here. This is Friday, I believe. Yep. I got bamboozled right here. I truly felt that the market was going to make its way back down. Every time price got back up to this resistance, we just didn't see any follow through with buyers looking at the order flow. More videos on that coming soon, by the way. But just looking at order flow, there was no buyers just interested in the market at all. We did catch some a short that ended up reversing on us where we took a very small loss. Then I took another short on this move, took a very small win because I did wait for a little bit more confirmation and then got bamboozled once I saw price breaking below like this area here. And yeah, as you can see, price shot down and then shot all the way back up. Buyers, I guess, eventually found some interest in the market. So and then shot up to all-time high levels. Nevertheless, always another week, man. Something to learn, something to note. But yeah, just moving on to 15-minute structure. This is just gonna be one of those things where we have to play it by ear. I don't really see I don't really see much going on right now or much that I would be able to read in terms of, how we'll go about trading this week or taking trades. You definitely want to let the market show you its hand. Uh just especially on a daily basis. When you're taking entries on a 5-minute time frame, yes, it's good to know the overall trend and higher time frame correlation, but when you scale down to the 5-minute time frames, you're gonna be able to trade both ends of the sword. You're gonna be able to go long, even if the market is in an uptrend. You're gonna be able to still, find some great short opportunities. So it's just good to know. It's good to note and to remember that the trend is indeed your friend. But when you are going down to the 5-minute time frame, you are going to have, a trend within a trend within a trend and moves within moves within moves. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind and understand that if the overall market is in an uptrend and you do find yourself seeing a short opportunity, a sale opportunity, just that understand that you are going against the trend and you should probably tread lightly. You should probably lower your risk a little bit. However, whatever your trading plan has, that's just how I would go about it in a sense. But yeah, just going down to the 5-minute time frame, like I said, we can see a lot of levels that are pretty clean. Now we're able to find opportunities within the 5 minute, whereas on a higher time frame it was super choppy. It was really hard to read. But once you get down to the 5 minute, 3 minute, we see structure within structure. You know what I'm saying? We see price broke above, came back down, hit this little retest right here. Boom, buys up. But who was up at 5 in the morning? Not me. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of great moves have been happening during like Asian London session, which is very odd. But if that's the session we need to be trading, then it's time to make a change. It's time to make a difference. All right. Actually, this was the trade I took right here once because price kept wicking right here. Support is this wick, and then we finally got the break. I took this break right here. Price broke through. I had stops like somewhere right here, and I was targeting this area down here for a good 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk to reward, somewhere like that. And then as you can see, price completely reversed on me with no remorse. It is what it is. But yeah, so just looking at the overall market, I can't. It's really hard to get a good read on everything that's going on, especially with all the economic data that's coming out. Trump still, passing different executive orders. Everybody's still talking about tariffs and inflation. There's just so much to take into accountability to be able to say whether or not what I truly believe the market is going to do. But what I do know is that the market is a bullish instrument at the end of the day. the end of the day, the market is a bullish instrument and everybody wants the market to go up. Everybody, the rich people, the poor people, the institutions, everybody wants the market to go up. So at the end of the day, they're gonna find a way to make the market go up. May not happen right away, but it usually happens. So what I'm anticipating, just to wrap this up, what I'm anticipating is if we, start to see some bullish momentum still kicking in, maybe sometime later on tonight or even tomorrow morning as a Monday. um we're just gonna have to wait for structure. We're gonna have to wait for price to do its thing and give us, different levels of structure to be able to trade in between. You don't want to jump the gun. You don't want to, try to, just predict the market. We don't predict the market, we react to it. So, but if I do see a continuation of bullish momentum, I'm simply just gonna wait to see if we get a pullback back to all-time high levels, previous all-time high levels, and then just ride the wave back up. If that's not the case, then I'm going to start anticipating that the market may start to sell off a little bit. Who knows? Or we can just see, like I said, like a pullback for, like I said, on a higher time frame, on a weekly, daily time frame. We did have, a lot of bullish momentum. We still haven't gotten, a daily pullback, which is bound to happen. We haven't gotten we haven't even gotten a 4 hour pullback, sort of, kind of, but we haven't gotten a daily pullback, and we definitely haven't gotten a weekly pullback. So you gotta be on the fence. You gotta try to understand that you may be in a spot where the market is just going to viciously go against you. Like I said, there's no wick down here, and from what I've been told over the years of trading, that if a candle doesn't have a wick at the bottom, that's usually a magnet for price to go grab liquidity. That's what I've been told. Don't know how true it is, but just something to keep a lookout for. Um, but yeah, that's Nasdaq, and I pretty much only been trading Nasdaq. My bias on Nasdaq is pretty much going to be the exact same bias for the S&P, since they move very, very similar. US 30, what tarnation is going on here? US 30 is in a world of its own. If I were to mark this up very, very quickly, we got all-time highs being tapped into but have not been broken yet. So that's something to note, that we are rejecting off of all-time highs. And then we also have these weekly lows down here. Going down to the daily time frame, I will mark off this support right in here. All right, and then we also have some previous resistance right there that we can see. All right, then boom, going down to the 4 hour time frame, just to mark off a little bit more. Like I said, we had that choppiness going on in here, so let's go down to the 1 hour time frame just to get a better understanding of what we had going on here. We had these 1 hour lows right here. We had something going on in here, some resistance right there, all in this area that we're still, playing around in that area there. We can, yeah, I mean, we can mark off this high here, and honestly, just going from there. We would just then go down to the 15 minute, 5 minute, and then start marking off our smaller structures within our structures within structure, because that's just what it is when it comes to trading. It's just never ending structure. All right, never ending. You can go all the way down to the 1 second time frame and still find some good structure. So marking this off right here, boom, on 15. There's a lot of choppiness in here, but we did come down and retest that pretty clean. I'm more so would like to move this like up here somewhere. Still pretty nasty all in this, but if I were to try to trade US 30, even though I took it off my roster officially, um, if I were to try to trade US 30, it would look something like this. These would kind of be my levels that I would trade in between as of right now, since we haven't broken all-time highs and we do still have levels to trade off of. I feel like this is more valid, actually. I feel like this right here is a little bit more valid. We got a lot more structure going on, a lot more price tapping right in there. But yeah, that's definitely how I would trade in between US 30 if I were to trade US 30. But me and US 30 broke up, and I'm fine with that. I don't want to I don't want to revisit the past with US 30. Honestly, I can't keep doing it with US 30. Every time I think we good, the story changes, man. The story just changes, man. But look, that's all I got for this this weekly analysis. Let me know if your levels look anything similar to mine. How are you planning on trading? What are your opinions on the overall outlook on the market? Hopefully you all enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to leave a like and tell a friend about me. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.